Welcome to day 235 of our DeSo journey, sponsored by Crypto Droids. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian, and we have a very special guest today. You know him as Daniel Wilson on DeSo. How's it going, Daniel?
Great, glad to be here.
So before we get started, before I get started on the news, I just want to say a word about Crypto Droids. Brian, are you there, Brian? Brian, you're frozen. Metaverse. Wait, you froze up there, Brian. Sorry. I'll repeat that.
I was wondering if that was me.
He's looking towards the metaverse, and he's going to do some incredible things with Crypto Droids. So check out Crypto Droids. Yeah. So listen, it's Sunday, or it was Sunday. Today's Monday, and the news is usually pretty bland on the weekends. But we do have two things we're going to talk about briefly before we get into Daniel Wilson and his cool tool that he has developed. Octoposse, they will be ending their pre-sale whitelist sign-up period at 11:59 a.m. Eastern time today. So a little under 2 hours from now. So if you want to get on that pre-sale whitelist, be sure to do that before 11:59. It seems like a really cool project. And you're going to be able to buy the Octoposse NFTs for 0.3 DeSo each if you're on that pre-sale list. Additionally, over the weekend, a guy named Yaro Starak, he is the founder of InboxDone. It's not a huge company, but it's a very successful company. And he made a tweet, and he also posted on DeSo about how he is using DeSo for his creator platform idea. And I think this is significant because he wasn't really active on DeSo. He signed up to BitClout quite some time ago, but kind of left it alone. But came up with this idea for a creator platform, which he doesn't really go into details about, but he has decided to choose DeSo over both Solana and Phantom. So I think that's really good news. I think the fact that people outside DeSo community, and by outside I mean people who aren't active on a daily basis here, are starting to embrace DeSo to develop on top of. Yeah, and I think that, like you said, this is great news, especially since this is like the precursor to the Octane Fund divvying out all this money to developers. I think once that happens, even more developers who might have been sitting on the sideline are going to say, hey, maybe we should develop on this platform. Octane Fund just gave millions of dollars away, and they have millions more to give away. I mean, if it's easy to get funding for our project from the Octane Fund, why would we develop on Solana, which is probably overcrowded with developers right now, when we can go to DeSo and it's already set for social, and it is this infinite blockchain where we can actually do more and do it cheaper. Well, and you don't have to worry about looking for venture capitalists to fund you either. You have the Octane Fund. Yeah, at least initially, at least a seed round. Yeah, so let's get on to Daniel Wilson. You have a project you are working on with Dworkin, and that project is really fascinating to me, and I think it's going to be very, very useful to everyone on DeSo, especially people who aren't active on a daily basis, or people who don't want to worry about their holdings on DeSo on a daily basis. Can you tell us a little bit about your smart wallet that you have created?
Yeah, so we've been working for a while now, Dworkin and I, on the smart wallet. So the coin is at smart_wallet. And the idea behind it was, it's just, you guys have experienced this, I'm sure, with so many digital assets in your wallet, it's impossible, even if you're watching it daily, to keep up with what's rising and what's falling, and how to make sure that, that you're making the most of the digital assets that you have here on DeSo. And so essentially we built a tool to allow you essentially to really be rewarded for good investment decisions with other creators, and not actually, if you live in a time zone like outside of where all the action's happening, or if there's a coin opening and you're asleep at that time or whatever, that you can still take advantage of this space. And so it's a wallet management tool. Actually, there's two products. There's the wallet management tool, which is essentially you set conditions for the individual assets in your DeSo wallet, and set up what actions you would like to trigger. when those conditions are met. So like one strategy, if you want to think of it that way, is essentially like when you buy a coin, you can immediately set the condition that when that coin's value rises to 100%, rises 100%, you sell 50% of your position. And so what that means then is you've taken your original investment and then you're just enjoying the rise of that coin from then on. And that is a decision you make once, and you don't ever have to make it again. It just sets it there. You can decide that you want to use the tool for stop loss. So if someone announces that they're leaving DeSo and they're done with this experiment, and then everyone starts selling their holdings, and you hold some coins in that too, but you're asleep, you're on the other side of the world, you wake up in the morning, you're the last one out, and you're just holding pennies, right? So you can set it up to where, if a coin's value drops 50%, 60%, whatever you set, then you auto sell all or part of your position in that. So you maintain some of your you maintain some of your assets at that point, and so you're protected in that sense. So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind it, is making sure that everyone can take advantage of what's the exciting stuff happening on DeSo, even if they can't be watching it all the time.
Yeah, like I took like half an hour to like check this out before the show, and I have to say, like, this is probably one of the more valuable tools there is. I know it's not open yet to the public, but it's essentially it's like a bot that can do the trading for you. You just set the conditions. You can have list and list of different conditions for different assets in your wallet, or the entire wallet, as you said before, where you can actually sell off all the coins that are inactive, or all the coins that are going to are valued at like a penny or less.
That's right.
And I think it's like there's so many of us that are so busy during the day, and we might not want to risk investing in a bunch of creator coins just because it's so hard to manage them all. And I think that has actually turned off a lot of people, is because most people have day jobs. Everybody's not on the computer 24 hours a day or 12 hours a day to trade. And this actually allows you to do that trading when you're not there. You just set the condition for each asset. And I think that this is going to not only be a valuable tool for investors, but for DeSo in general, because it's going to create more activity, and you're going to see people starting to buy creator coins without having to worry about, hey, am I going to be here if somebody rug pulls, or am I going to be here if this thing skyrockets and I can't sell? So I think this is tremendously valuable. I have a question now. So say I'm somebody that wants to snipe in as soon as a founder reward drops on multiple accounts. Is there a way I can set multiple accounts that currently have 100% founder reward or 99% founder reward, and as soon as that lowers, it buys it, and then I can set a percentage where, okay, if it gains 200%, or if it gains 1,000%, because if you're the first one in, I want to sell it?
Yeah. So that's the second tier, right? The first tier is just the wallet management tool, right? But the second tier has those extra features where if a founder, you can watch an account, right? If you say someone's opening a coin and they're not telling you when, and you've got to be on the clubhouse and it's the middle of the night or something like that, you can just say, I want to be in on that. I like what they're doing. And so you can just point your tool at that coin and say, when the founder's reward drops below 50%, right? Because it's likely to drop below that, then I want to buy this amount of DeSo of that coin. And, as long as you have the DeSo in your wallet at that moment, you can be, among the first in.
So there's bots out there that are already kind of doing like every coin. They go in and jump at every coin that a founder reward lowers on. How competitive is your program, your tool, in competing? Did you freeze up for? You got to repeat that.
Yeah, Ed, you froze. Yeah.
What, really? What's going on with Zoom this morning? So what I said was, so there's all these other bots out there, all these other bots that are jumping in first at every creator coin out there. Is there a way to what I want to ask is, how soon does your tool get in? Does it get in before these bots? Does it get in at pretty much at the same time, maybe after a few?
So the thing is, in terms of competition, there is some competition out there, and our tool is certainly up there among the first in. But the cool thing is, we're continuing to try and make our tool valuable for absolutely everyone. And with the revenue that we continue to get from the tool, we're going to invest in making the tool faster and better and more efficient than anything out there. And the other unique thing about this is, it's very customizable, right? So with the current bots and tools that are out there, a lot of it is, it's not necessarily like I'm picking that coin and I'm waiting on that coin to drop their founder's reward. Like it's like, as soon as someone updates their profile for the first time, jump in and buy some, right? And that's how the current bot situation works.
Yeah.
But with our tool, it's much more like personal, and it's going to allow you to really put your fingerprints on it to make it work exactly the way that you want to.
Yeah, because you don't really want to jump at every coin, because there's so many spam accounts signing up that it's just not worth it. You're probably going to lose on those coins. But I love the idea where you can pick certain accounts, have a 100% founder reward, and you can jump in at them as soon as they drop their founder reward, and then sell it as soon as you reach the percentage you want to gain. I think that's incredible, because a lot of times you see these accounts open up and a bunch of buys rush in, and then a bunch of people start selling. So if you could be one of the first in, and one of the first, as soon as the first person sells, you can be next. That would be really awesome. I think that's awesome.
Well, one of the cool things, and I want to talk about the security thing as well in just a second, but one of the cool things that I've tried to do since my time on DeSo is I've really been like investing in a lot of really cool projects, a lot of people and creators and things that I think are going to do really well on here. But and this is one thing I actually learned from Fungibles, also recognizing you need to pay yourself for your time here as well. And so that means taking like 10%, off. Like you look at all your top daily gainers in your wallet and say, I want to take, 10% out of my holdings of those top daily gainers, and I'm going to put them somewhere, right? And for further investment, or for, in a wallet somewhere or whatever, but just making it a daily habit to check, okay, what's done well today, and then and taking some off, right? So just to enjoy that rise as you continue to work here. And so that's something that I've done, and it can automate it for you.
Yeah, I think that's great, because a lot of investors don't have the discipline to sell when things go up, and to maybe buy when they dip. And you can kind of automate the process so that you don't have to have that discipline. The program can have that discipline for you, and you can just relax and see if it works out for you.
Yeah. And on the security front, because I know this is really important. So when you sign up, you log in through identity, and we are actually one of the first products that uses derived keys. And so what that means is, when you're given an account and it gains access to your wallet through identity, like the other products that are built on DeSo, it doesn't have access to your seed phrase. Okay. So that means that, buying and selling can happen. But in terms of access to the assets in your wallet themselves, to be able to send them somewhere else or whatever, there's no possibility of that. We don't have access to the seed phrase at all. You're still completely in control, and the tool will only do what you tell it to do. I will say though that that opens you up for risk as you learn the mechanics of it, right? And so you can accidentally sell stuff that you don't want to sell if you put in the wrong conditions and do those kinds of things. So I would recommend that people keep that in mind. Maybe you want to try it with an alt account for a while and send. So I have a smart wallet, right, that basically takes care of itself, right? And then I have my main, or you want to give it access to your main, and just pay attention that, and we have actually plans to implement other features that if a certain transaction is over a certain amount of DeSo or something like that, that if you want it to, you'd be able to, it will prompt you and basically say, are you sure you want to do this? Like it used to do with 6 diamonds, right? Are you sure you want to do this before you do it? Because it might've been an accident that you would want to move this amount of DeSo around. So we really,
like a text message or something where you have to type yes or something.
Yeah, something like that. So we're prioritizing the security aspect because we want this to be a tool that is useful for the general user on DeSo to be able to take advantage of.
So can you talk a little? Wait, I was just going to ask. Can you talk a little about the pricing scheme? I was going to ask the same question. How are people going to get access?
Okay, so yeah, when we open to the public, it's going to be it's going to be monthly. So you'll have access to the tool as long as you're paying the monthly fee. There will be some cool features that are available for coin holders, right? So those who hold the coin once we open it, um, and we are going to have a pre-sale. And so what I wanted to say with you guys on your show today is, right now we're offering a really attractive discount for just a one-time fee for 10 people. So the first 10 people that write us and at Smart Wallet and send $250 in DeSo, we'll have access to the tool. Won't have to pay monthly fees. The tool will be yours, and you'll be able to hang on to it, and continue to take advantage of both the management tool and the tool that has those higher level features. And so this is just a way for you to be in part of the closed beta testing, and continue to give us your feedback on what you want, how you want to see the tool improve. And so the first 10 people can take advantage of that, and they'll also be whitelisted for the pre-sale when we open the coin. So that means they'll
Awesome. Count us in. We're gonna, before I post this video, I'm gonna do it so I know I'm one of the first 10.
Perfect. Perfect.
So
Great.
you just send it to Smart Wallet. Do you contact you at Smart Wallet or at your username at Daniel Wilson?
You can contact either one,
Okay.
but in terms of the sending of DeSo, yeah, sending it to the at smart_wallet.
That's all going to be tagged under this video. So if
Perfect.
anybody's interested. But yeah, I mean, I think that sounds like an awesome deal. If it's going to be a subscription-based model and you can get in a lifetime membership to the program, to the tool, I think that's awesome. We know Daniel Wilson, you've been here since probably almost the very beginning, right?
Almost.
And the great thing is that the people that buy this, the first 10 people can actually set the notification on the Smart Wallet drop as well.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so I guess any closing thoughts, anything you want to say that we might have missed? It's been great having you.
Yeah, no, I'm thrilled to be on here, and this is a tool that I felt that I have needed for a long time, and I really hope that it's useful. We have applied for Octane Fund, right? So we did a demonstration of the product and sent it to Octane Fund to evaluate, and sort of talked about what our vision would be. And then I've posted about this, that we, really to get more daily active users, they need to not feel like this is now a full-time job and that they have to sacrifice everything.
Yeah.
And one way to do that is to automate as much as possible, to give more people more opportunities than they had before. And so that we're trying to fill a gap here on DeSo by building this tool.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think that's one thing that's holding the creator coins back, is that people feel like they have to kind of stay online all the time. And I think a lot of people are instead opting to just hold DeSo because they feel, hey, if DeSo succeeds, the DeSo price is going to go up. But in actuality, if you're buying creator coins in DeSo and you're making money from creator or DeSo and creator coins, you're amplifying those returns. So
you're
this is a great
yourself
tool.
to a lot more opportunity. Yeah.
All right. Well, I thanks so much, Daniel. I think I don't think most of the community even knew that this tool existed.
Mm-hmm.
I know I only knew it existed because you contacted me on Discord. So I think it's great letting the community know about this tool, and I'm sure you'll probably quickly get those 10 signups for the $250 in DeSo. And like I said, we're going to be one of them. We're going to be the first. So thanks
Awesome.
again, Daniel. And once you launch, we should have you on again too. So feel free to let me know when you want to come back on.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.